What do you think about the United States buying Greenland?
No more Danish.
Why do you guys not like the Danish?
Liar.
Good or bad idea for Greenland to become a part of the United States?
USA and Greenland, I think it's okay. It's good.
So if the United States were to buy Greenland and you were able to get $20,000, would you do it?
I will not say yes for money. For Greenland or money, I will choose Greenland. We live in Greenland, he cannot buy this.
For $100,000, would you guys sell Greenland? If each citizen of Greenland got $100,000, would you sell your country?
Yes.
But you said Greenland is not for sale, but you'd sell it for $100,000.
Money is money. The will boy will understand.
What do you think about Donald Trump in the United States buying Greenland?
Well, I don't know about buying. But I believe that there should be a better relationship with America, because I don't think our country is very... we don't talk with any other countries, really. We are kind of bound to Denmark. Yeah, I ain't sure about buying it.
Would you guys like to seek independence from Denmark and then become part of the United States?
I believe that at someday we should have independence, and that also means that we would have to mine and stuff. I don't believe we would be able to be self-sufficient with just fish.
Do you think it would be better for you guys to become part of the United States versus being part of Denmark?
Of course, there's some benefits to America. We would have way bigger military, and we would be safe from invasions in case of a war or something. If the Third World War comes, I don't know how much it would matter with all the nuclear weapons and stuff, but there would probably be some Russians coming from Greenland to go to America and stuff as a vantage point.
Forget what you've heard about the Arctic being just a wasteland of ice and polar bears. This is the world's next great battlefield. We're looking at a frozen frontier that's finally waking up, and with it, a bold vision for an America that doesn't just stop at its current borders. The people up there are searching for a new destiny, and they know the old ways aren't cutting it anymore. The battle for the Arctic hasn't just been discussed, it has officially begun. If you want to know where America's future is being written, look north. For years, the so-called experts and the globalist establishment laughed off the idea of American sovereignty over Greenland. They called it a curiosity, a distraction, or just another headline grabber. But it's 2026 now, and the laughter has stopped. The conversation has officially shifted from late-night punchlines to the literal halls of power. President Trump has once again cut through the noise, directing his administration to stop talking and start exploring the actual acquisition of this massive icy landscape. It's a move that taps into that 19th century expansionist spirit. Think Seward's Folly, but for the modern age. And just like back then, this could be the ultimate masterstroke. While the mainstream media is busy having a perpetual meltdown, the White House is quietly moving pieces on a global chessboard, putting American interests ahead of polite diplomatic small talk. We're talking about the security of the Northern Hemisphere and the safety of your kids and grandkids for generations. This isn't just a land deal, it's about the sovereign survival of the West. Look beneath the permafrost and you'll find why everyone is suddenly so interested. Greenland is sitting on a gold mine, a treasure trove of resources that Western industry literally cannot live without. We're talking about rare earth minerals, the lifeblood of every piece of tech you own and every defense system that keeps us safe. Right now, our rivals in the East, specifically Beijing, have a stranglehold on that supply. By securing this territory, the United States doesn't just get more land, we neutralize China's economic leverage in one move. This is about total independence. It's about making sure American workers are never again held hostage by some foreign power halfway across the globe. Plus, as the ice recedes, new trade routes are opening up right in our backyard. If we control Greenland, we control the corridors of commerce. We make sure American values and American law govern those waters, not someone else's. This is a strategic must that goes way beyond politics. It's about holding the high ground before our enemies do. While the suits and diplomats are busy bickering in Copenhagen, a much more interesting story is playing out on the actual streets of Nuuk. Independent reporter Nick Shirley didn't wait for a press release. He went to the front lines to talk to the people who actually live there. And guess what? He didn't find the vicious resistance the media promised us. Instead, he found a surprising openness to the American dream. When you get away from the filtered, state-run broadcasts, you hear ordinary citizens who are desperate for real change. They're talking about a future where their security is backed by the most powerful military on the planet, and their economy is finally free from the red tape of a distant European bureaucracy. These are people looking for a real opportunity, and they're looking toward Washington, not Denmark. Shirley's footage is the raw, unvarnished truth. A population that might just be ready to trade their current status for a permanent seat at the American table. It completely wrecks the globalist narrative. The mood on the ground isn't one of fear, it's pragmatism and, honestly, a bit of hope. In interview after interview, locals are describing their current setup as a systemic failure. They feel abandoned by the leaders they have now. When they look at the prosperity of the United States, they don't see an invader. They see a model for what they could become. There's a growing sense that joining the American fold would provide a level of stability and protection they just can't get anywhere else. You've got a real movement building that sees the Danish administration as a total relic, a colonial leftover that doesn't care about the indigenous population. Instead of the outrage the media keeps trying to sell you, there's curiosity and excitement about making some permanent changes. They want their resources used for their benefit. They want their kids to have the same opportunities you have as an American citizen. The will of the people is shifting, and it's shifting fast. Now the ball is in Marco Rubio's court. As Secretary of State, he's the one tasked with turning this massive vision into a reality. His meetings with Danish officials are going to be tense. Let's not sugarcoat it. The U.S. is pushing for a deal that would literally redraw the map of the world. The administration is sending a loud, clear message. The status quo is dead. In these high-stakes rooms, Rubio is using every bit of American influence to show that this transition is a win-win. Sure, some elites in Europe see it as an insult to their sovereignty, but the Trump administration sees it as a basic requirement for Western security. We aren't going to just sit back and watch the Arctic be handed over to Russia or China. Rubio's job is to lock down that northern flank and pull it firmly into the American orbit. The days of passive diplomacy and asking for permission are over. At the center of this whole move is Thule Air Base. It's been a silent sentinel for decades, a tiny dot on the map protecting us from threats. But let's be real. In a world of hypersonic missiles and advanced electronic warfare, one base isn't enough. We need a deeper, permanent presence, a real foothold that lets us deploy assets across the entire Arctic theater in the blink of an eye. By making Greenland part of the U.S., we're essentially building a fortress of the North. This would let us neutralize threats long before they ever get close to the American heartland. It's a defensive play that requires guts today so we don't face a catastrophe tomorrow. The military logic is ironclad, and the strategic depth we'd gain, that's irreversible. We are watching the birth of a new American frontier, one that serves as a shield for the entire free world. Look, anytime you try to build a larger, stronger America, the critics come out of the woodwork. They'll call it reckless, they'll try to tear down the whole idea. But history doesn't remember the critics, it belongs to the bold. From the Louisiana Purchase to Alaska, the American story is about having the courage to grow and the vision to see value where everyone else just saw ice. Right now, the people of Greenland are at a crossroads, and America is reaching out. This isn't just some real estate deal. It's an invitation to join the greatest experiment in human liberty ever created. While the media rants and the government halls echo with debate, the truth is simple. A strong America is a safe America. A secure Arctic is the key to our future. The North is calling, and America is finally ready to answer. We're standing firm for our nation, our future, and the glory of the American spirit.